Hey, all, welcome to the Tuesday Night Hang. We made it. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on, of course, Tuesday, sometime in July. I forgot the dates, but I just want to say hello and thank you guys for coming. And tonight's going to be a little different. We're going to kind of get involved with some arranging and some virtual recording. So, without further ado, before I even introduce my buddy, things go through my head. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad in my practice sessions, and sometimes when I'm even off the horn. And this came through my head, and this is a preface of kind of what we're doing today. This is Ain't No Sunshine Till She's Gone. That's the correct way, not when she's gone or nothing like that. It's all a Maynard joke. But when I'm practicing, I'm just kind of coming up with different ideas. So. So playing a melody, blowing around the melody, I'm like, all right, I kind of want to give it a little life. You know. You know, just kind of try to figure out a bounce, or try to figure out a groove. And so I've always kind of messed with different things. And I was thinking maybe I should try the Afro-Cuban groove. And this kind of popped in my head. So anyway, as you see, actually, two of the licks I just played, just not recently, but when I first started, I haven't even recorded yet. They just kind of stick in my head. So without further ado, I'm just trying to bring you into some of the processes that Stephen Wright and myself go through. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad, and we like to share it with you guys because we've got a lot of questions. So anyway, without further ado, from LaGrange, Illinois, near Chicago, how about a hand for my good friend Stephen Wright?
Hey guys, how are you?
What's happening?
I'm in the control center.
You got it all controlled.
Well, it might be controlling me tonight, but we're going to do it.
It's all good, man. We actually talked about doing this type of stream for about a month. And, you know, we did Sunshine City Brass, which was down by the Riverside, our first kind of quarantine contained, just you and I, brass band thing, where we've done virtual sessions throughout the last 3 years with me, which basically means for the audience, let's give them a little heads up. What is a virtual session? Let's just start there. I'm asking you questions tonight there, tough guy.
No, that's good because it is a little bit different, because you might have seen some people do recording, you know, through Facebook Live and stuff like that. But the way it's different here is that I'm actually in the suburbs of Chicago. Carl's in Florida, and I'm actually logged in and controlling his machine in Florida. So we don't get the lag time or the latency, if you know, for the technical term. We don't get that lag in the sound. So all the recording is actually happening at his house in Florida, and I'm just controlling it from here.
Through my machine. It's going through my actually, and let's tell them we run Logic Pro 10. Actually, I should say you run Logic Pro. I could turn it on. I could do some fader things, but I've gotten better, but I'm pretty bad. I have to admit.
Yeah.
I've tried though.
No, it's cool. I can actually show them. I have a mobile camera.
Show them your rig.
You guys want to get geeky? Hang on here. Okay. So, basically what we have is we've got a 3-monitor setup here. Down here on the bottom right, on the bottom right is actually the stream. So I'm actually controlling the cameras. So if I come over here and hit this button, I'm switching to you guys only seeing me. Or, so this whole thing controls that. So what you guys are seeing on your screen is the bottom. On the top is actually the web conference that Carl and I are running. So you see his screen share. You see a feed of me sending the stream to him, so he's able to see it. And then on the left side, you actually see the software that takes the stream and sends it out to YouTube, to Twitter, to Facebook, to Twitch, and Periscope. And then down on the bottom and the left-hand side is actually the comments and things like that you guys have. So I'm actually able to control the Logic session up here. So you'll see me switch over to here. This is actually Carl's screen down in Florida. Or, if he's going to be recording, you'll actually see him in the bottom right. Or you'll see both of us working like this. So that's basically what a virtual session looks like, at least in our world.
In our world, and I'm going to interrupt you. Also, a lot of people now, especially with the pandemics, are using a Zoom platform, and we love the Zoom platform. And actually, we have used it, and we do use it, but it also has the Stephen Wright magic on it, where he has multiple screens, and he can. Would you see with the channel monitor, he can bounce between a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a lot more seamless and professional looking, to where we can kind of just be a little bit, for the lack of a better word, slicker, I guess, to where it's not, what's the word I'm looking for, Stephen? We talk about this all the time.
I think it's just like with anything that you do, you want it to be professional, we want it to have that. Not that it needs glitz and glamour, but
no, I am ugly. I need a lot of makeup and glitz, but that's a whole nother stream.
No, but it's kind of fun to see and try to make all the pieces work and pray every Tuesday that they work from the beginning to the end.
This is actually season 2, episode 3. Mm-hmm. So this is our 13th episode, lucky 13. I was born on the 13th, not of July, but I was the 13th baby. So the first season was 10 episodes, and we took a hiatus of 2 weeks to kind of get this together, to kind of revamp and see if we were doing the right thing, if we still had people that wanted to log on. So we appreciate you guys coming, and there'll be guests next week, and we got a whole bunch of new things planned for this new season. This is one of them. But so Stephen's talking about the virtual thing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the creative process that I have with these things. And I'm a typical jazz musician, to where if I don't have it in my head and can't if I don't put it to paper, or if I don't record it, if I don't write a quick little dummy chart on this, I'll forget it, which happens. And also, I think we started this particular tune. Like I said, this is the second tune that I picked for Sunshine City Brass, which if nobody knows, it's kind of a self-quarantined brass band. So I'm playing marching trombone, tuba type of deal, playing some superbone, which is Maynard's valve and slide trombone, playing some flugelhorn, trumpet, layering things. And I have a drummer here that lives in Tampa Bay area. He is a great friend, and he plays in another project of mine called Ted-Eye, the great Louis Alacia. So he played drums on this. So he did drum track on actually Down by the Riverside, which is the first track we did. And now, like I said, we're doing Ain't No Sunshine. So I got this, again, playing around. I'm like, this would be kind of a cool second line New Orleans vibe, with an Afro-Cuban thing at the end. So I stuck in my head. And Stephen knows, being a jazz guy, it's like, if it doesn't come out organically and naturally. I can kind of prearrange, and I like, like this is what's funny is both on top here is down by the riverside. It's literally 2 staves of just ideas I had, first head, I'm going to play the melody. The second head, I'm going to blow. The third head, I'm going to go up a half step. The fourth head, I'm going to go up a half step. The fifth head, I'm going to take it out. Then I was like, okay, so that was right off the top of my head. This particular thing, so that was basically all of 2 staves of down by the riverside. And then, of course, I don't remember charts, so I get a chart. I mark it up really quick just to kind of get the form and whatever I need, chord changes, and then if I'm going to alter them, kind of do it. So when we first started this stream tonight, there's a lick here. It says Afro-Cuban lick. That stuck in my head, which was, I'll even play it. 1, 2, 3. So that was a groove at the end, like an Afro-Cuban groove. So anyway, my creative process is I'll write these things down, and then I'll write little cheat sheets on the bottom. I kind of do the same thing with Billy Joel's music. Chuck Berge does the same thing. We always do like little cheat sheets to remind us of quick things, little catalysts of things. Oh, I got to play this on the bridge, or, so like I said, play line on trumpet, which was that Afro-Cuban line, then add time, which is Lewis, and then the bottom tuba, and then I blow jazz on the bridge, which we're going to do tonight. I'm going to play a little bit of jazz on the bridge, which is part of the tune. Then I wrote a little thing on the outro. So long story short, we started this how long ago, Stephen? About 5-6 weeks ago, maybe? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's been a little over a month, but we got kind of sidetracked with shiny things,
Yeah, actually, we only probably did, I think we only did 3 sessions. So it was my original session, which was I would play, I'm also doing this virtual thing, very important, like on these charts, to get your tempo markings. Down by the riverside was 192. Really work on your tempo markings. This one, you could, Ain't No Sunshine, and here's a cheat sheet that I, crumpled up, that I, so I'm like, okay, it's my B flat. I knew it was an Afro-Cuban groove I wanted. So I figure out my metronome marking. Okay, I want to be at 117. I like that tempo. I can go into Afro-Cuban, but I can still kind of keep second line street parade type of thing happening. So Stephen can get technical. The reason why we do that is we lay it into Logic. And Stephen, can you show them how we just lay just a simple metronome marking in, so we have a placard, so to speak, in Logic?
Yeah. So let's see here. So if you guys aren't familiar with Logic, this is what it looks like. I will tell you right up front that I am not an engineer. I just play one on TV.
I'm not a trumpet player. I don't even play one on TV.
I know enough to be dangerous. So basically what you're able to do is you're able to set your time right up here at the top. And what that does is it creates what's called a grid. So every measure,
not placard, a grid, excuse me.
Yeah. So every measure, it's everything is in time. So, so that's basically it. That way, if we need to start and stop, or if there's a technical issue because we are doing this virtually, or there's a sound glitch, because we're
or something in my head, a lot of times where I think it will work. I'm like, stop, let's try something else. That's why this Logic and home studios are really fun, because I don't have to have the pressure paying a per hour figure in the studio. This is more of a very cool creative outlet because I'm not paying for time, really,
Yeah.
So I can experiment. I can be creative.
Yeah. And what's really cool is even in the setup, we've kind of figured out different ways to set up Carl's room there, his home studio, to where, there's a microphone in front of him at a certain distance. There's also a microphone in the room that picks up a little bit more ambient noise. So we're actually able to get more of a natural sound from 2 tracks, and I know there are people that are familiar with some of this. So some of it's going to not sound like rocket science to certain people, but
Sure.
I'm over explaining for certain people that maybe are joining that aren't musicians.
Cool. So, and I'm going to just jump on that, because whether you play saxophone, trumpet, or you sing, or trying to capture with a good microphone is very important. Microphone technique, good microphone, and also trying to capture natural ambient and reverb. It's an old trick that a lot of people with home studios really don't do. And we started this 3 years ago. I found this, we found this house, my wife and I. It's a rather big room over my garage, and it has a really nice, I'm going to play off mic for a minute. This is without a microphone. So, I'm not playing into a mic. It's a very live, vibrant room. So I knew this was the place, I wanted to practice and record. So old school, when I was recording with Maynard Ferguson, and even prior to that, back in New York City, a great studio, it's still around, called Sears Sound Studio. Very into old vintage ribbon microphones and condensers, but using the natural verb and ambient sound in the room for any instrument is a very good thing. So that's really, a lost thing that we're into doing. A lot of people do. So we have an up close mic, which is this. And I have a father mic that picks up the ambience, and we mix them together, and you get kind of a natural reverb. It's just kind of a cool thing. So anyway.
Yeah, and once we jump into Logic, we can actually show them. We can actually show them how we do 2 tracks for every,
Yeah, everything is double track, so to speak. Meaning it's one pass on the trumpet or trombone or whatever I'm doing, but we're placing 2 tracks on that to use the room as our friend.
Yeah,
which is a kind of a cool thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. But so one thing that you guys are going to notice a little bit tonight is, just because of how we're having to do this to be able to use Logic and the stream at the same time, there will be a little bit of delay. So the sound might not always match exactly what Carl is doing at the time. So just kind of have that in mind. But it's just because, there's 2 or 3 different softwares all running on top of each other. So
I gotcha. All right. Yeah, so before we move forward, we have some people here and we appreciate it. Yeah. Everybody's, I want everybody to kind of help me out, and it's a party. We're just, we got involved with a lot of other things prior to doing this stream. We were doing different streams and having guests and stuff like that. But part of the creative process with me is, once I stop, it stops. So, I like to keep the ball rolling, and that's why Steven doing a virtual session is a lot better, because I can be creative. I can say, all right, let's go back to track 1. I want to do this, that, bang, bang. I don't even have to think about it. And so that's kind of what happened with this track. We did 3 sessions. One was a basic grid track where I would play the melody, I play some licks, I play the bass line, to a click track to that, to the tempo marking on this was 117. And I'd send that, Steve and I would send that virtually to my drummer, Luis, and say, okay, we're at 117. This is the groove I want. This is how we want to do it. And, we're going to, so, and he was a monster, and, sent me a track, and we changed a couple things, and, and he videos his sessions also. So not only are we recording it through Logic, it could be as simple as having a really nice iPhone for video. and Stephen will talk a little bit about that too. So not only do we have the audio capture the video and sync the two, and that's in post-production, correct, Stephen?
Yeah. So basically every single time Carl does a track, whether it be on trumpet or trombone or saxophone or whatever it is, the video camera's got to be rolling, because we don't know whether that's going to be the one or whether it's not going to be, and we have to capture everything.
Yeah.
So at the end of the session, there might be, if we do a session that lasts 4 or 5 hours, there might be, 3 or 4 hours worth of video that has to be sorted through, has to be matched up. I wish I would have been able to figure out how to port that stuff over to give you guys an example of that video, but it was just, my laptop couldn't handle anymore.
Yeah. And what's funny too is you're saying 3 or 4 hour session. If the whole thing, we probably have 3.5 to 4 hours in total so far.
Yeah.
So
it was
not
just
a lot of time. It's, and this is why we're we're trying to show you our process. And because there's been a lot of comments from musicians and non-musicians, like, how do you guys come up with these things and do them? So we figured, and we both kind of came to a stalemate, seeming like, every week we're like, all right, we got to finish this track, right? We're like, okay, we got to do it.
Yep.
We got to finish it. And this kind of pushed us to do it. Cause again, me being the jazz guy, once it's out of my mind, it's already done. That's like, so kind of pulling back. And once I get to a certain finality of something, I move on. I don't have much, I don't know if it's patience, but fortitude to kind of craft something to where it's, some guys are great that way, but I'm kind of like the jazz mentality of improvised, it's gone already, forget it, let's move on, So.
Yeah, but that's also why that engineer and producer role is important too, because they're sitting there, they're like, okay, let's go, let's do it, let's run it again, this worked, this was great, blah 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 blah, and then you as the artist, all you have to focus on is making music.
Yeah, but that being said, what's all my records so far and everything I've basically done, I've always had an associate producer. It's always me that kind of comes up with the thing. It's like, okay, well, no, let's not do it that way. Yeah. And again, because I'm the type of guy with my music, it's very personal to me. Like I'm sure everybody's music's very personal, whether it be you're playing an arrangement of somebody else's, but it's very it's also you're putting something out on a line you're very vulnerable. Mm-hmm. So I got to be at peace with it. So I could give two shits, excuse my language, what a producer tells me. That's why I only work with certain producers, that I value them and I know that they know me inside and out. I mean, the two producers I've worked with in my personal projects have been Dan Zank, who's a great piano player, producer, arranger, unbelievable musician. I was on Maynard Ferguson's band with him, and he's unbelievable. I trust him impeccably. And there's another gentleman, Grammy award-winning piano player and saxophonist out in San Diego, California, Kamal Kenyatta. And so again, they know I used to study with Kamal back 30-something years ago. Piano, I studied piano and jazz harmony. So he knows me very well, my idiosyncrasies. And so I trust those guys. It's very important to have people you trust. Steven's a guy who I trust because he knows the way I kind of do things. And it's not, as you see, conventional with wrinkled up pieces of paper and things in my mind. So...
that's all right.
But that being said, so I know we can ramble, and I don't want to ramble too much. But everybody that's hanging out, please chime in if you have a question. Anything that we talked about so far, is there anything we can hit right now that come up? Because I can't see the board. I'm blind again.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit small. Mostly it's just people checking in, saying hello.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of people saying thanks for doing these still.
Oh, thank you. We look forward to it. We started this yesterday with production. We usually have a day, even if we have a guest, we usually do a production day beforehand. And the reason I'm bringing that up is, we try to keep it spontaneous, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes that Steven does with his, look at his rig. I call it the NASA space station there. What he's got.
Yeah,
You know?
and I wish I could tell you that it's overboard, but unfortunately, everything kind of has its purpose. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
I never thought 3 monitors would be useful, but
I got two. I got two up right now.
yeah, you got 2 machines running.
I got 2 machines running. It's crazy. I play trumpet.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
and then you've also got, I don't know if I know you've walked through the setup that you have in other streams, but you've also got, you know, a pedal board that you use and
Yeah, I haven't even showed.
Yeah.
I have a pedal board with all my verbs, custom made verbs I've written, that I use with Ted-Eye. That the great chainsaw Ricky LaPointe made me a beautiful pedal board. Let's see if I can move this. My rig is, so there's my up close mic, and then if I go down here, I don't know if you can see it.
Yep, it's there. Yeah.
So there's my Eventide pedal board. So, and basically what that is different verbs I really like, you know, that I can custom tailor to my sound. It's not the perfect, you know, it's not like a Bricasty $20,000 reverb unit, but believe it or not, that's what a lot of those verbs I've modeled after, which is like a great, a horn verb is a Bricasty. You know, a lot of guys are using that and have used that from miles to. Go ahead.
Sorry, I thought we did have a question about equipment. Frank is asking if those microphones are specific for recording trumpet.
So, yes. Right now, what I have my B setup. My A setup is my favorite. There's 3 of my favorite mics. And unfortunately, you get into the minimum is $1,000 on those mics. I'd say my all-time favorite is a Coles 4032 ribbon mic made in London from the BBC. Our broadcasters use that mic. It looks like a waffle iron. That's my favorite trumpet mic. And actually, the studio that when we do live stuff, very close to my house, the guys, shout out to All Access Studios in Clearwater, Florida. They actually have that microphone. They bought it when we started doing a whole bunch of stuff. Those guys are wonderful musicians and engineers. Doug Johnson and Ronnie D are owners and engineers and producers, and wonderful Mike MacArthur, saxophonist and entrepreneur, and just a great guy. They started a nice mic collection, so they got my Coles 4032 I love, so they have that there. I was using it here in the studio occasionally, but right now it's their mic, they're using it. But my Steadfast mic is, believe it or not, Mike MacArthur and I picked this mic out about 30 years ago. It's called a Stedman, and it's a RE20, which this is a RE27. It's an EV. I'm talking to now. It's a RE27. It's RE20 beryllium capsule. The Stedman. That's my main mic now, and it just sounds good on trumpet. Not my favorite mic, but it's under $1,000. You can find them cheap. You know, it's RE27 I had in my live when I have my big band. It's a great broadcast mic. And I also have a couple of AMT microphones that are copies of Neumann U87s, which are the big $5,000-$10,000, depending on what capsule you get with them, and mount and all that. It's a great studio microphone. So those you can't go wrong. And then what I'm saving up for, I'm going to buy soon, is everybody's using these Royer pencil mics, 121s and 122s. And I've done some projects on that. In fact, Ted-Eye, we use those Royers as room microphones for verb. So I always like them. But basically, for under $1,000, you can go Bluetooth. Is a great microphone. I've done some sessions on that. Any EV microphone, Sennheiser microphones. You know, the main thing is you have a good converter. I use a Focusrite simple. Here's my little Focusrite 2.2. Just a simple converter. I think it's $125. But I do have a really nice preamp, and I can't get it because it's under the desk. I run all my mics through a really nice tube preamp, separate tube preamp that goes pre into my converter, and that warms up the microphones tremendously. And Andy Sashan the wonderful bass player with Billy Joel, he has a really nice home studio, and he turned me on to Blue. It's a Blue preamp, and we did a session for his actually late father. I did a session playing his for his late father, his trumpet, and he had like, nice, decent microphone, but this tube really warmed it up. So I'm a big believer in having good tubes to kind of warm your mics up so they don't get that digital harsh sound. So hopefully that answered that question, Frank.
Yeah. Other than that, everybody's just kind of checking in. The for lack of a better phrase, the regular crowd shuffled in. We got cool. Noah's here. We got George in Missouri.
All right.
Richard
Georgia.
Checking in Philly.
Who's in from Philly?
Richard Tana.
All right, Richard.
Mike Zanny.
Cool.
Michael Machman here in Chicagoland. James Skitka.
Mike Zanny from Freeport. All right.
Yeah.
My ocean yacht guy. Cool.
James says going to be cool to be a fly on the wall observing this tonight.
All right. Thank you.
I think maybe it's pronounced Jai or Jai. Florida. Bob Cook.
Yeah, Jay.
Jay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You know him. He's Nick Mondello and him are like frickin' Frack, great trumpet player.
Gotcha.
I met him with Maynard. You met him at the ITG.
ITG,
which was supposed to be last week. Yeah. How you doing, my man?
Yeah. We got Bob Cook, Frank Benici, Don Bonzer, Becky Stone, Jerry Sokolov, Rich Szabo's hanging out. Joe Pino's checking in from New York. Dan Potts, Fred, Jim Baum's checking in. Marianne Stone.
All right.
Billy Mink. We got a.
Thank you.
It's got a nice little hang group tonight. So.
Awesome. Everybody's hanging. All right. Make me really nervous now when I play these tracks.
Well, should we kind of dig into Logic a little bit and show them kind of how it's set up and
yeah, well, do your thing, bro. I play trumpet sometimes.
Hopefully the sound will come through to you guys as well. We tried to get you guys good quality sound as well. So, what you're looking at on top, if you're not familiar with Logic, is these are all the individual tracks, and then down below you actually have the mixing board. So Carl had mentioned that he kind of starts with the main trumpet with just the melody. And Carl, I don't know if you want to jump in on.
I do just for the simple reason is, I mean, that's the first thing that people hear. When I'm always whistling. I'm always, you always whistle melody. I'm always thinking about melody. Yesterday we were working on doing production. Melody's always pop in my freaking head. And a lot of times I haven't played them in 20 years. And so I'm always trying to figure out what the melody is. And so I always think it's important, obviously, since the melody is what people hear and remember and what lyrics are worked off of. I think it's always important for me anyway to state the melody. Even if there's no harmony or bass, it's okay. Know what type of groove I'm playing on. What type of stereotype of, if I'm playing, is it a swing groove or is it a backbeat funk thing, or is it a straight eighth feel, or is it a New Orleans second line? I always, I always think about the groove when I'm playing the melody. I always, always work on melody. So I'm the first thing, like, okay, here's your tempo, and I lay the melody down. So Steven has got the melody queued up.
Yep. So, and we actually start with a click track. So that's up here. So that would be clicking to tempo in Carl's ears. I won't bug you guys with that, but so I've got the main trumpet part soloed, so we'll just kind of play that for you guys.
To that. So basically it goes on for another 8 bars, repeats itself, and then it plays the bridge. So we're putting it in the grid, and I try to play from top to bottom of the arrangement. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I have to stop, and you might have a cut here and there. But I think this one, I mean, it's a pretty simple melody, so I think I made it through the whole melody without a mistake on that one.
I think we did too.
One of the few.
Yeah, man. No, that's cool. So basically, we had those off of the top, and then we got to the what we labeled as the vamp, the I know,
Which is the bridge, really. It should be.
Yeah.
You should relabor it the bridge. Yeah.
Yep. Really quick before we go past, let me show you guys one thing that Carl was talking
Actually,
about
it's
earlier.
not the vamp. The vamp is a vamp the bridge. We should actually look at that. I think the vamp is beat up, up. I haven't looked at it, but
yeah,
don't we have it labeled differently?
We might have it.
It's so long we haven't looked at it.
Yeah, this works for us.
Supposedly.
Like I said, I'm not an engineer, but really quick before we go to that, Carl had mentioned the fact that we do have a mic in front of him and then a room mic as well. So you'll notice that main trumpet part, there's actually two here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo just for you guys really quick. Give you guys like 10 seconds. This is the main microphone right here.
Really dry.
Yeah, and we try to do everything as flat as we can. That way, we can do anything that we need to.
Let's just stop here. What is flat, Stephen?
We try to do it as unaffected as possible. No artificial reverbs, no artificial
flat
equalization.
EQ, straight across, no bumps and everything just straight off. No alterations, right, on the EQ or effects.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. And then the second channel, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yep. So then the same thing, the exact same take, and then this is the room mic, which you'll hear is really subtle. And then you get the two of them together. And then we would basically mix those two together to get the sound that Carl wants.
Which we have, we've done it long enough for close to 3 years now, where we know where this levels are going to be to where I get the sweet spot. And we're not double tracking it; it's just a single track, but we have two mics, so it really kind of gives it a spatial thing, which is important when you're recording, especially in a small home studio. I believe. Yeah, that's a very good exercise you showed us. I'm learning.
There you go. There we go. All right, so let's go over here and figure out what the vamp is.
I wonder if it's the bridge or if it's what I'm thinking is the Afro-Cuban thing.
Yeah.
As I punched the mic with my ear. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so there's another section then before that.
Yeah, no, the bridge is I know. It's not the vamp. That's the outro.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's the vamp outro. That's when it goes to the Afro-Cuban thing.
Okay. What do you want to give them next?
So the next thing I would do is once I have the melody and everything lined up in the grid, then I like to throw in bottom. And the way I throw in bottom is I have a marching trombone. It's just a trombone. It's a smaller trombone. And this particular track, I use my pedal board. And I have a custom sound I made a while back that is an octave and a half. So it's an octave and it's kind of detuned. And so I play this trombone as a bit like a tuba bass, like in a second line New Orleans marching band. So what I did with this particular track is I laid the bass line down, playing the electric bass through a marching trombone with a pedal board. So kind of gives it the vibe. So we'll play that if you can find that. And again, it's a 2-track thing, meaning there's 2 microphones, 1 performance.
Yeah. And you guys, I know it's a little bit hard to see, but you'll see them always as like marching trombone main, marching trombone room. So we're able to keep track of them. So here's the marching trombone soloed.
Okay, stop a second. All right, so you got that. And so for context, now just put the put the trumpet melody in so they can hear how it kind of interchanges. And this is how we're doing it. It's just piece by piece. How I do it anyway. It could be wrong, who knows.
Hey, it works. It works for us.
Yeah, which is not saying too much, Stephen.
Hey, we always get to an end.
And we're done.
And scene. Oh man. All right. So here's the trombone and the main trumpet part together.
Second line. 16th note. So, I'm thinking all these things. So at that point, I think we have both of them together. I have the groove. I have the arrangement of the timing. So is that when I don't even think I put any harmony in at that point.
Nope, not yet.
Nope. And at the end, the vamp, I played that Afro-Cuban line, so I knew about the transition because the arrangement was already written in my head. I wrote it down, and this is how I'm going to do it. So I call up my boy, Louis Alcea, and say, bro, here it is. Here's the track. Steven's going to bounce it to you. You guys at home studio. I want a second line thing. Here's the tempo. And then I want you to kind of, we talk about different grooves and how we can meld a second line thing into an Afro-Cuban thing at the end. We talk about that. And so now he has his own platform. He doesn't use Logic. I can't remember what he's using, but it's another computer-based software recording program. It's not Pro Tools. It's the other one.
The Cubase?
It's not even Cubase. It's a derivative of Cubase.
I don't
but whatever. Needless to say, it's a good program too. They're all good. It's kind of what you use. So Louis sends us this track back after we go back and forth. But he usually within a day he nails it. He's amazing.
Yep. Do you want to play the drums soloed or with the parts that we send?
We'll solo them first, and then we'll throw the parts in. I think. Do we lose anybody? How do you guys actually forget about you and I?
Yeah, man.
Someone asked, you guys want to hear the thing in the comments? You guys want to hear kind of the progression of what we're doing? Does this make sense, or do you guys know all this stuff?
I think we've got a mix of people. So we've got some that are musicians and some that are hanging out, flies on the wall, learning based on what I'm seeing in the comments.
Oh, God bless them. Learning from the wrong people.
Take the way we do things with a grain of salt, but
Please.
It's all good. All right, so here is I'll keep watching the comments. If you guys have questions, this is meant to be really loose. So, ask away. So, all right, Marianne says keep going. Carlos, keep going. Jim, just digging, hearing, and hanging.
All right,
awesome,
cool.
guys.
So
thanks.
Give them the drums, and then we'll give them the drums with bass and melody. How's that?
Cool. All right, here's the drum
Thanks for
parts.
answering that, guys.
Yeah.
Just simple second line, marching down the street, man. Basically a marching snare drum with a swing. Clave. So it's got the clave, which is the standard swing second line thing, which Louis nails. Okay, so we got that. So he's laying it down. Now we'll put, actually let's layer it. Louis is going to play along when he's recording. He's playing along to my bass trombone, which is the bass track and the melody. So give him just the bass bone so we can kind of layer it, and he can.
Yeah, and before I hit play on that, as you guys can see here on the screen,
all drums.
It's all different. He's got it mic'd separately, for the musicians. I know you guys get this, but the floor toms, the hi-hats, the bass drum. He's got overhead vocal mics, so he can do some different things.
Yell at me.
Which you'll hear later. He's got microphones for cymbals, so we have each one individually. So,
and we could control them individually too. We could do whatever we want with them sonically.
Yep. So let me add in the parts that we gave to him.
Just add in a trombone.
Gotcha. Okay. Here is the drums and the trombone from
just the bass part.
Yes, correct.
Axe is the bass part.
Yeah.
Whoever thought a trombone was going to be a bass.
Come in from the top here. All right, here we go.
Cool. 8 bars. That's a melody. Now throw in the melody. Please.
I should really lay this session out better.
Well, it's just, there's a lot of tracks, man.
Yeah.
No, we did a lot, for the 4 or 5 hours we have in it in 3 different sessions, 4 or 5 hours total. It's a lot of tracks already.
Yeah.
But we like layering stuff. It's the bigger, if we looked at Down by the Riverside, starts simple, but man, I think we were up to what? 50 tracks on that, which is ridiculous for a brass band.
Yeah. Lori, to answer your question, the drummer doesn't have to use the same computer program that we use. No. All he has to be able to do is get what he records out of his software in a format that we're able to take in. So
and match the grid. It's very important to match the grid numerically.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? So it's got to be at the exact same tempo on, like we said at the very beginning. Think of it like, you might not be using Microsoft Word. You might use Pages on a laptop, but you're still able to save the file as like a .doc file or something like that. So I'm able to open it. It's the same concept.
Yep.
So, and then
good question.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Thank you, Lori. And then Michael Del Quadro has joined us. No problem.
What's up, Mikey?
Thanks for joining, Mike. All right, here, adding in the main trumpet part. Here we go. Oh, keep going. Okay.
Yeah, actually, let's stop. All right, so that's the 8 bars, and so we still don't, there's another melody and there's a bridge. So there's 2 melodies. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And so it repeats, and then there's a bridge part. I know. So that's in the arrangement. So it's already there. We played it, but for sake, if we were to go every part, we'd be here for 5 hours. So that being said, though, we get the track back. We have the audio from Lewis, the drummer. We have the video from him. He plays the full arrangement. So I get back. I'm like, okay, so it's still skeleton. It only has melody. It only has bass, and it only has rhythm. So you're missing one main ingredient, harmony, right? So your music is basically melody, rhythm, and harmony. So thinking, how can I add some harmony to this thing where it could be cool? So again, what goes through my mind is, I start stacking chords and, okay, I'm going to play a little flugel line on this, and then, okay, here's the next inversion. So I'm thinking while I'm writing it really quick, I'm scratching it out quick, and I'm playing it. Come on, Steven, let's go. I'm like really hyper because it's in my head. And then I'm like, okay, where's the part? I don't even have it written down. It was just in my head. So this flugel part, actually, no, it was a plunger part.
Yeah.
Right? So we started with the plunger part, which is just inverted. I was just thinking, kind of Duke Ellington for some reason on this. I was thinking about my man Kenny Rampton and Winton playing plunger. Everybody was buying Kenny's new plunger, which is great. I didn't record it with Kenny's new plunger called the Hirschman Indigo Max. It's great. I didn't get to record it with this plunger, but everybody, I kind of rekindled my plunger thing. So I'm like, all right, I need some harmony. So playing the harmony without however you want to play it.
Yeah, I
if
can
you
just
want to put time in, I don't know.
I can isolate it at first.
Yeah, isolate it because it only comes in on the first A section, I think, on a 7th bar, if I remember correctly.
I got you.
It's messed up. I don't remember how the chart goes, but I remember bars for something because it's just, again, the grid's in my head. Okay, I know it's an 8-bar phrase, so I know I'm going to play some type of harmony. So it's a 2-part plunger harmony. Is it the 8th bar? Was I right? I was on the 9th bar.
Yeah. Well, we started on like the 2nd or 3rd bar of the grid, so you're right. So all right, so here we go.
Don't tell anybody.
All right, guys.
Okay, so question: do we just get one track, or was it? I should be multi-track. There should be a harmony on there.
There is. I was just doing them one by one. You want me to do them together?
Yeah. So that was the first. So that was the first inversion, which is, I guess. So that would be chord tones if I was to play on piano, and then the next chord tone I think would be down a 4th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so playing the next one. Oh no, I'm wrong. I went up. I went to the E flat. I went a minor 3rd. Okay, so yeah, I wanted the dark thing. So I'm thinking, I wanted, instead of doing a 4th thing, which is 9, which is a harmony. Again, I'm just thinking harmonies. I'm thinking 9, 7s, 4s. 4 is 9, so that wouldn't work. So I'm just thinking dark. I'm thinking minor. So I played, which would be the root. I went up a 3rd. Up a 3rd from that. So I think from what you just played, which is a really tight, dark, minor harmony. So play that.
Okay, here's everything, all those two together.
Okay, give them context of what that is, where it is. Put the whole rhythm section and everything in.
Gotcha.
Please.
Yep.
Please.
Okay. There we go.
All right, so that's that. Then the next melody, now I'm playing more chordal things. I'm playing a different line with the 2, I think everybody gets, so now that 2-layer plunger thing is my harmony, basically. Mm-hmm. It's my voicing. So keep it running and people can kind of get it gist.
Yep. Here we go, right on the 2nd pass here.
Yep. Cool. All right, so we got 2 A sections. Mm-hmm. I introduced harmony at the 6th bar or 4th bar, 6th bar of the first A section. Then the 2nd A section, we played some harmony with plungers. So now it has all the ingredients. It has rhythm, has bottom, has melody, has harmony. Pretty basic, but it's still all there. If I choose to have somebody sing the melody where I'm not, because I was originally thinking, maybe have a singer sing it. Still might. Who knows? I'm working with you guys together. I don't know. I'm just trying to put it together. So now we get to the bridge section, which is I know. just the boring part of this song. So
No,
we went a little bit Mission Impossible on this because I was so bored. I'm like, how do we change it up a little bit?
You want to keep the same instrumentation for now?
Yeah, I mean, it's your call. You're the whatever you think, Cap. You're the captain right now.
Let me get those back. Okay, so that should be right here.
So
I missed something.
Part. Yeah, there's no melody.
Hang on.
Something's muted.
Yep, there's a bunch
Plunger.
of stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Solo that. The S is for solo. The M is for mute. I know that. On the channel selection.
There's probably more, but let's start here.
That's. All right, let's stop right here. We're giving them the Mission Impossible. Let's just, for sake of my stupidity head, give them a melody of what the melody is, so they have reference. Because right now it just sounds like it's going up half steps. It doesn't have reference.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Hang on a second. Leave the. Just keep drums and melody so people know, so they can hear. Forget about the harmony right now, because actually that mix is pretty loud with the harmony, and it's
gotcha. Yep.
We will have to lower that when actually this will be the first thing we work on now.
Yeah, right.
If it jumps out, it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Why we're doing it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where we're at here.
There, so we'll go that bridge section. Everybody knows. I know. It's very simple. I know. I don't know nothing. I know nothing. All right. So now let's listen to the plunger harm. Actually, I think I played harm and mute and flute. I think, and I was just trying to play some different, because there's nothing. Every arrangement I heard, not every arrangement, but it's just time and melody. So I want to kind of put something in there, and let's pull up the channel strips if you can on the mixer on the bottom.
Yeah.
I want to look at the volumes on that because it jumped out. I only had one ear on, so maybe it was a stereo thing. I don't know.
No, it's okay. What do you want to hear?
I want to hear melody trumpet, solo trumpet.
Okay.
And I want to hear everything that's there. Actually, everything that's
Gotcha.
there. Nothing muted, please.
Yep. Probably missing something. But we'll start here.
You missing a harm and mute? Is there another? I'm missing a voice.
There might be.
It's all there now. Yeah, let me hear that again. I just want to hear the harmony on that.
Yep.
Please. going to fix.
Yep.
Let's go up. I'm going to grab the mouse here from you.
Go for
Here's
it.
another cool thing is I can still, if I want to get involved, I can still jump around myself. I still have control of the computer. He can actually, Steven can actually, he runs the session. But when I get fidgety fingers, I want to jump back onto, I'm going to let you find it because I need my glasses now. We need the plunger. I mean the main trumpet.
Okay.
And main trumpet room. We need the level brought up because the melody gets totally baked, gets totally squashed on that.
Gotcha.
It's not there. It's
Gotcha.
getting buried by all the harmony. Kind of throwing the balance off of everything.
Okay.
So you would do that in a channel strip automation, or how would you do that?
I would just do it in the channel strip just because this particular thing is isolated, so there's nothing else tied to it. So if I bring it up, it's not going to affect anything else.
Cool.
So,
and the reason I asked that is when you're doing final mixes of stuff, which you're not doing, you can automate certain areas of tracks. So, okay, all right, the melody's not strong on this point. I kind of duck the mic or something. You can automate it up a dB or half a dB. We're not doing that now. We're just literally taking, if you see those two white or gray, light gray things with the arrow on it, those are the channel strips we're moving, and we're just punching it up with those channel strips, just bringing the volume up. Very simple.
Yep, I brought it up about a half a dB, so let's see where we're at. Does. And actually, you've got it if you want to bring them up and down while they're playing.
All right, cool. Thanks. Sound to you, Steven. I went up probably another 2 clicks. Do we want to go down with the rest of the tracks a half, or for right now it sounds like it's a lot more prominent, correct?
Yeah, it's coming out a little bit, quite a bit better.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the bridge is done. Actually, while we're doing that, since any questions so far on this, because I'm hearing something right now I want to put on right now live, but before we do, what do we have as far as input from anybody or questions or anything?
Nothing really specific. Okay. I love the behind the scenes look at how everything's done.
All right, yeah. No, just let's go specifics. That the comments are nice and everything, it's cool, but I'm on something here. So if no one has any questions, let's play.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So give me a solo track. I'm either going to do, I want to blow, this to me is a very boring part. So what's going through my mind, everybody, is like, I want to blow through this. I want to play something different on this. We have harmony mute. I want to try a cup mute or something. I want to just kind of blow around a melody. And the harmony mute is kind of bright, so I'm going to use a dark. I have 2 Warburton cup mutes. One's pine, one's walnut. The walnut's a darker sounding mute. I want to sound dark right now. I just want to, just be a solo track, solo trumpet.
Gotcha.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Give me just a
second. Start
here.
Right before the bridge, and we're going to go all the way to measure 28, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so for those guys, for people that are watching, what I did was I just hit the R. That just means I'm record enabling those tracks. So, all right, where you want to jump in?
Like I said, the same in, which was just right before. I think it was a bar or 2 before the bridge.
Okay, let me get your spot real quick.
Thank you, bro.
that give you enough pre?
Yeah, it's plenty. I had to shut my fan off so we don't get air in the mic. Okay, that's perfect. I know where I am. Just run it and we'll see what happens.
All right. Here we go.
Playback. I just needed something. I don't know.
Yep.
I got wiggly fingers. I don't know if it worked, but let's see what happens.
You want to hear it in context or by itself?
In context with everything else, please.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So mute too dark. Should I play a different instrument? I kind of like the concept. I don't want to take too much. I would mix it back also. I wouldn't have it prominent. But should I play a brighter mute or should I play a cornet, flugel?
You want to take a pass with a brighter mute?
No. Let me hear it again, just sonically.
Yep.
I'll stop it back. I'll tell you what.
I pulled it back just slightly.
Cool. I'll stop it.
All right.
Good. I'm going to give you the hang on. Yeah, grab this here. All right, I'm really going to put you on the spot. I could do another one, but let's give everybody. In my mind, I could do 10 other ones, but I'm thinking where my arrow is on beat 1, 2 on beat 2 of measure 23.
Okay.
That I'm good from measure 21 to beat 2 of measure 23. I like that lick, but I think from that lick, keep it. Yeah, actually, you know what? It's fine. So you know what? It's not even worth punching. I was going to say let's punch it, but actually it's fine. Let me just give you a whole nother pass. Keep that, and then let's just do another one, and we can pick what we like.
Cool.
It's not worth chopping up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just got to get a better concept here.
Yep.
Roll them.
Okay. Then I got a question for you after this take. All right, here you go.
My concept was wait a little bit, play a little bit more sparingly, and then the end give them heat. Let's see if that works. Just totally the opposite of what the first pass was.
Yep. All right, here you go.
Okay, so we got, let's hear the first pass. We got take 2, and let's hear take 1. they're totally opposite, which I like. Again, I'm just guys. I'm just going for concepts. You know, I'm throwing things. I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall here. Is what I'm doing. And I like spaghetti.
Here's the first take.
It gives it that forward motion, I dig. So what's your question? So I have two. I could pick. I could do a third one. I could chop the two together, whatever. I'm cool with that. I'm already moving forward. But what's your question? Sorry.
Yeah, no, we had Andres Ruiz asked if you would try cornet over something like this.
I would normally. Hey, Andres, how you doing? I would, but I think right now, I mean, if you want, I could try. You want to hear cornet? Since it's Andre, I'm going to play cornet because I like Andre and he's a good guy. Normally, I wouldn't because I'm trying to think. I want to try to sneak. I want to try to sneak a little bit and be a little bit more sneaky sonically. And it, you know, cornet might be too close, but let me get my cornet. What the hell?
Cool.
He's my man. So.
Yeah, while he's doing that, guys, you know, thanks for throwing the questions in together. I see Joe. I see you have a question about the wah-wah effects. I know that he has a couple wah-wahs that he's designed through the Eventide. So maybe we can mention that after he tries this concept. Jim, thanks for jumping in here. Sounds great. Noah, you were asking about how are you able to put all the tracks together? Are you meaning like how do we take all the individual ones and then export it out into the file that you would listen to? If that's what you mean, basically what it is Logic has what's called a bounce, where it takes all of the individual tracks that are active and all of the settings that you've put in and all of the automation, and it basically runs it from the beginning to the end in sequence, and it creates that file that you're talking about. So it kind of smushes everything together, for lack of a better term. So.
And while you're answering, that's a great answer to that question. And you know what, Andreas, you be the producer for a minute, and I kind of dig this. So I'm going to play the cornet, and I'm going to give you a pass, but I want you to think, do you want me to, you know, we have two passes already. The first one I played pretty busy in the beginning. I calmed down at the end. The second take I played very sparingly at the beginning, played busy at the end. I'll do one take on cornet, and you tell me which one, if you want me to play different. I'll be curious because I like getting different opinions. Normally I wouldn't do this, but this is kind of part of what I want to kind of bring in. Everybody, you know, what might work for me might not work for another guy or girl or what have you, but you know, so. All right, so let's do another, we'll call this cornet solo.
Okay.
Please.
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Give me the thumbs up when you're good. I'm set on my end.
Good. Roll it.
All right. Here you go.
Roll it back, please.
Yep.
Beep, boop, boop, dip. Does Andreas say anything yet?
Not yet. What's your thought, Andres? What's your thought?
My thought? I kind of like being sneaky with the cup mute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like, actually, let's go with take 2 of the harmon. I mean of the go with take trumpet 2.
Okay.
Let's hear take, and then after that go right into the cornet. Okay.
Okay.
Please.
Yep. Here's take 2.
There's a lot of information there. I personally like the harmon mute. Forget about the performance. I just kind of like the cup mute, kind of sneaky, but they both have its thing. If Andreas is not saying, Steve, what do you think? And what do the people think? Is anybody saying I should just quit and start like being a swimming coach? Because I'm a good swimmer. I could float very good. I'm a good floater.
Yeah. No, well, there's about a 20-second delay in what we hear and what they hear, so I'm kind of giving him a little bit of time to make comment. I actually like the take 2 also, just because it's just a different timbre is nice.
Yeah.
You know,
and plus it's not, maybe what Andreas doesn't know, because we never got that. At the end, I'm going all out. Usually I wait to the end to kind of bring it to a head. That's when which we're going to get to, is when I'm going to really blow in some stuff at the end. So I think the arc is going to be more at the end anyway. And I think being subliminal, having different voices in, to me, is more of what I'm going for.
He says he likes what you did. Yeah. He says he likes what you did.
Oh, I love you, man. I like what you did too. We tried it. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. I do want to move on to another part, but Joe Pino asked, if you would ever consider like a wah-wah effect with the pedal and the mute over something like this.
All right, Joe, I'm going to blow your mind. Would I consider a wah-wah? Absolutely. I have a wah-wah and I have it set up. However, for this, I'm trying to be inconspicuous on this. Should I go there? Oh, that's my headphone. It's the microphone.
I don't know. It looks like it might be dangerous for you.
Yeah. I have a couple crazy wahs. Let's see. I'm afraid. Let me turn this down. Everybody hold their ears. Let's see here. Chameleon is a wah. My wahs. Oh, actually, maybe I should throw Moonchild. I have a Moonchild thing I like too. All right. Here, Joe. I'm really going to mess with you. Moonchild with a mute. Let's try this. This is funky. I just want to hear it. Put my wah-wah pedal on. How's that tracking to you, Steven?
It's coming through. I'm getting a little bit of interference just because of the zoom aspect, but I'm sure it would record fine.
All right, hang on one second. I want to change. I want to give you a little more effect.
I got you. Yeah, I'm definitely getting more mute than I'm effect.
How's that mix?
Better. It's coming through a little more equal.
So yeah, it's 55%. I got it 55 trumpet and the rest, effect. Let's give that a shot. I mean, or let's see. Everybody hold their ears. Let me crank this back. Get that. Or Joe, so you got that? I called that That's a custom patch of mine. It's just like a whistle on top. I call it Moonchild because I like that band, and she whistles in that band, so it reminds me of her. I wish I had my controller right now that has all my names. What did I call this patch? Might be this. Everybody hold on to their ears here. That's more bottom. That's my Marcus patch. Getting sidetracked. Where is it? That's my Randy. Oh, here it is. Try this. Here's my wah, my Miles wah. Comes true. I'll give you a little more.
Okay.
A little more effect. I don't know. I kind of like Moonchild better. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I do too. I don't know. Joe, jump in here. What are your thoughts on it, buddy?
So, Joe, I could give you this on the bridge. Or I could kind of play the same thing with the whistle. Where's my moon? What patch was that? Or this. Which also we can do on post-production also. So right now we're going pre. We're thinking about it. On post-production, I can run anything after the fact too.
Yeah.
But Joe, what do you think? Since you're
he's digging the Moonchild. He said the effect before the last wah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you know what? I mean, let's add another track for Joe. What the hell? And then we're gonna move forward because.
Yep.
You know me, I have an attention span of a flea.
I'm good when you are. I'm ready.
One more question.
Sure.
Joe and Steven.
Ah.
It's too much, right? With the Harmon?
I think so. I actually prefer the cup. Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, let's go for it. Roll it.
All right.
Third take.
Yep. All right, here you go.
Play back, please.
Yep. One sec.
We have options. It's always good to have options. Should we do a poll?
We can do that. Hey guys, put your choice in the comments real quick. I'm not saying that we'll keep. I'm not saying we'll keep it, but
yeah, no. The choice would be the whistle, which you just heard, or the. Did I do cornet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did cornet.
Cornet.
Yep.
Or just a cup mute.
Yeah.
I kind of like the whistle and just a cup mute. And again, it could change 10 times to something. You see, I'm already over this. So and again, when I hear it again, we'll probably change something.
Yeah, this would be one of those.
Kind of have to roll with it,
Yeah, this would be one of those situations where we bounce it at the end of the day and then listen and then come back the next day and have fresh ears. So
absolutely. What are we getting? Are we getting any? Is everybody left?
No,
like,
no. Got a couple votes for the last one, the whistle.
Cool. Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
And I think the more I played it, the more I figured out to play broken time.
Yeah.
Kind of play around what's going on around me. That's what goes through my head as a soloist. It's like there's a lot going on. You got half step motion going harmonically. The melody's just going on, the time's going on. It's like, all right, so play around that. Really have to be doesn't have to be a melodic phrase, and doesn't have to be a rhythmic. I mean, having a different rhythm in there is kind of a good thing, a broken phrase, so to speak. That's what goes through my mind as a soloist.
Well, and you got to play around the tail of the effect as well.
Correct. And then at the end, I think I played it on 2 takes. Buoy up, something like that. It just kind of, as Maynard would say, it's a flourish. I like flourish.
We got 2 votes whistle, 2 votes cornet so far.
All right, cool. It's a halfy half.
Yep. So why don't we move?
So we have options.
Yeah, we've burnt that part to the ground.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. What I like to do is, we're throwing spaghetti, so it's like, all right, cool. Some might stay, but some might. So I know up to the bridge we're cool. So now we have one more A section in this arrangement, which is where we left off, measure 29, I guess, right?
Yep.
See what we got there. Actually, before we go on, any questions or comments that we need to hit?
No, it was just the conversation about the different takes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, guys, thanks for hanging in there with us. Got quite a few people still hanging.
Cool. My chops are already hurting, believe it or not. I played 4 passes. My chops are gone.
All right, here we go. I'm going to pick it up right where we left off here.
Please. Okay, cool. All right, so that was the last A section. I'm cool with it. It's fine. It states the melody. We're good. Everything that's there is fine. So now you heard the setup. It goes into the Afro-Cuban thing. So this is, I actually, we should play him. I did a scratch track of a solo. It was a real bad scratch track. It was the end of a day. I'm not making excuses. It was just, all right, let's play. And this was in the original track also for Lewis, the drummer, to play off of. And I threw a whole bunch of stuff in here, harmonically, rhythmically. You'll see flugel tracks. You'll see, I think there's some, I don't know if there's muted stuff in here too.
Yep.
But long story short, on the outro, which is the Afro-Cuban thing, also there's some vocals. Stephen, we need to labor them better. Right now, everything's in.
Yeah.
But so playing what we have, and let's see. I'm going to redo the solo. My deal tonight is to actually give you a good solo on this. This is where I'm actually blowing.
Gotcha.
But I also, I think what we need to do is layer. Everything's in at once. I kind of need to space some things out, I think, or make it shorter.
Yeah, and just to give you guys context, this is kind of where we left off with the track and the work that we had done in our last session. So from here on out, you're going to hear some very unfinished, unmixed, everything's kind of still fluctuating and moving. So.
Yep, and I also think too, that just so everybody knows too, my intent with the Sunshine City Brass is attention spans, especially on YouTube and social media and stuff like that. I mean, my attention span's not long, but if I can keep a tune between 3 and 4 minutes to max, it's good. Also, I'm trying to throw this out. I'm doing this. Steven's doing this. We're not asking money for it. We're throwing it out. We're just trying to get a glimpse of a nice melody, something different, and have fun on it. So it doesn't need to be this 7 or 8 minute dissertation of, this is going to be a big vocal feature, or I'm going to blow on this, and it's going to be a sax solo and a bass solo. That's not what we're trying to do. It's just, a taste. We're trying to give like different cuisine tastes. So that's why, again, I think right now we're at minute marker 101. So we have 101 right into it.
So
we got 2 more
26
minutes into this. So it's only a 3 or 4 minute thing, I think, correct?
Yeah, we're about a minute and a half in right now. If you guys can see up the top where my mouse is, you can see the minutes right here and the seconds. So, did have 2 really quick things. James is asking if you miss playing in the same room with the whole band in the studio, blowing on a track like the old days. Do you have a preference of a live recording session versus this, or they each have their place?
They each totally have. That's a great question. They all have its place. I really do like the human interaction, playing with different people. That brings out different things when you're playing. This is a little bit more of a solitude where you kind of have to create that. And the way I try to create it is what you're seeing now is like by throwing things, acting off myself. Okay, well, I'm playing this line here. How can I, like I was saying earlier, it's like, okay, on a melody, on a bridge, it's repeating itself. So let me give like a disjunct feeling on that. Let me play against something. So in essence, I'm playing against myself. Luis, when he has the track, he's playing with me. I sent him a solo track at the end, which you're going to hear. So he's playing on that. So it still has the jazz vibe where it's an interaction, but there's nothing really like when you play with a rhythm section and a band and it's live, it's really hard to replace that. So they both have their place, but I try to be as cognizant as I can in this type of more sterile environment to be able to it's a good exercise for me to kind of say, okay, well, I played this on this pass. Let me change up my playing it. So it's helped me as a musician and as an improviser playing to these types of things because it makes you think differently.
Yeah. So. And James also asked, like, pre-quarantine, is this what a typical recording scenario is? And James, it's kind of we've done these before COVID. So there's a couple albums that have been done where we've done these sessions.
Andy Schnitzer's record, I did trombone, trumpet, and saxophone. I did all the, I think on 2 tracks, I did all the horn backing tracks on great Andy Schnitzer's record. I think I did 1 or 2 tracks actually, but I played the whole section. And so his record was done. I kind of gave it a sweetener thing. Wonderful Bill Heller. I did some things with his record. Again, kind of the same type of thing where you're just tracking. And so there's a time and place for it. It's, Pure Imagination. You and I put up Pure Imagination. That's 3 years ago already, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was done here. Andy Schnitzer produced that for me. So he did all the tracks at his house and sent me, we worked on the tracks virtually and then I uploaded my stuff. So yeah. So it's not just COVID. It's not being a pandemic. Would you say, Stephen, the majority of sessions are probably put together kind of more new school than old school this way?
I would say so, because I mean, you guys also have to remember there's the business aspect of this whole thing, to where you may not everybody's in the same physical location. There might be a time issue where you need it right away, and Carl can't fly to New York and sit in the studio by tomorrow morning. There's all these different considerations that
nor do I want to right now.
Yeah, right. So I mean, it's just a matter of what's best for the time and what's best for the situation. Sure. I know you personally would rather be in a room with Oswansky and Scarpola and have the vibe and the hang,
have the fun, and part of it's the social aspect. That's why everybody's here hanging with me tonight.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a time and place for everything.
Joe says, sounds great. More spaghetti. Stavrula says he loves Pure Imagination.
Oh,
No,
thanks, Staff. My old buddy there, Staff. Cool.
You want to get
Awesome.
back to the Afro-Cuban?
Yeah, because if I don't do it now, it's never going to be done.
Yeah, you guys are our excuse to get this thing finished.
Well, no, it's you know how I work too. It's like I think about it too hard, it's over. It's you just gotta. I'm the type of guy where you just got to jump in it. If I think about it too much, I convince myself it's horrible.
Yep. So I've added in the solo trumpet part, the scratch track that you were talking about earlier.
Yep. So let's just give everybody a taste of what is going on at the end here. So this is the outro into the Afro-Cuban. Roll it back maybe to the last 8 bars of the melody.
Got it.
Into the transition, please.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, no sound.
It's because I soloed it instead of unmuting it. Take 2.
Wow.
I accidentally hit the stop button.
Yeah, this thing's a mess, man. We really got to clean this up.
Yeah.
It's just too much going on. Everything came in at once. You know, we were just kind of throwing a lot of spaghetti. All right, so the first thing is vocals, mute.
Gotcha.
Don't need vocals right now. That's going to come way down the line.
Yep.
We have marching trombone stays in, but there's a super bone in there that's playing, subdividing. That shouldn't happen. We're going to move that down maybe 8 bars down the grid.
Okay.
So with those 2 things, let's see. Can we move that? So what is, okay. Can you take the channel strips off so I can see the tracks?
Yep.
Please. I can't, I don't see it. I want to see the grid of tracks. Okay. I'm going to get with it here. So where is marching trombone? What's audio 13 comp?
That's the super bone.
Okay, so let's can we rename that super bone and put that in measure? I think maybe 52. Bring that to measure 52.
Okay, let me make sure here really quick.
Yep. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's when it goes into like almost a samba-ish part, and that comes in way too early. So yeah, I want to move that to move that whole file. So guys, what we're doing is we just, again, I threw a whole bunch of things in because I knew I wanted it, but with this time, I want to layer it better. I don't, I want to be able to play over something that is a natural progression. Right now, everything's coming in too early. So yeah, let's back that 8 bars back to 52 and mark it super bone so we know what it is, please.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
Yep. I got the labels over here on the left.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah. No worries. It's there.
I know you're a labeler, but it's funny. Audio 13.
Yeah, it's all over the place. All right, so
it is kind of right now because we left in a hurry. I got cornet in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
All right, and you said move it back 8 bars.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
And everybody who's watching, we went from measure 46 to 52, I believe. So that's 8 bars. Each one represents 4 beats in a measure.
Hey, can you do me a favor and point your fan down just a little bit? I'm getting some booming.
Do I have to?
You don't have to, but
is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Where you want to play from? I'm thinking that we might be a measure or 2 off, but just because I put it in the wrong spot. So let me back it up so we get in context.
Thanks. All right. Yeah, I want to hear it. Okay, so no, you were absolutely right with the super bonus right on the money. Cool. So now what I want you to do is I just need you to mute the solo trumpet because we're going to redo the solo trumpet.
Yep.
Just trying to get a good clean palette so I can blow over it.
Got you. It's gone.
Okay. Wave files. I heard some harmonies. I don't know if it was cornet. I didn't look at the wave file. Where does the wave? Is it main? Where does the harmonies come in? They seem like they're early still. I just don't know what it is. What we laid on.
Yeah, it's a second trumpet part, or I laid it on there. It's going to be in this in 21 and 22.
21 and 22 channel.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. Actually, solo it. It'll show everybody how we solo things. So this. We don't know what it is, so we're soloing it. So that's all we're going to hear right now. I'd be curious what the hell we played. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, that's I don't know if it's main trumpet. It should be comp trumpet. That's funny because this is the figure I originally wrote. But up, be up. So I'm only playing harmony. That one is the top harmony. Let's hear the lower harmony. Solo the lower one. I'm curious if it's that figure. Be up. No, that's the Afro-Cuban line. There's nothing. There should be a harmony on that. That's what we're missing.
We don't have anything yet.
There was something else I heard.
Maybe later in the. Let me see.
Is measure 40? Where's the vamp start? Sorry. It's right off the. Yeah, it's 4 bars out.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's got to be farther down the grid. It's got to be around 52, maybe. I don't know. Just curious what's there and what we need to get rid of or keep. It's not lower in the grid. There you go.
Yeah, here it is right here. It's
there
right at the very end, yeah.
All right. That might be the ending. Pyramid,
I think it is.
Which we never showed anybody too. That was a big crash landing.
Yeah. It's still very unfinished. Yeah, we don't have any other harmony early in that part.
All right, so let me hear what we have.
Okay.
So I can lay something down.
Yep.
Please. Da 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 da. That's what I'm hearing. What is that? Where the hell is that? That needs to come in later. That's driving me crazy.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's there.
Yeah.
Where the hell is it? Where are those waveforms? Are they in the archive?
No, because that's muted.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Main trumpet. All right. I'm glad
so I've
we
got
found
those
them.
4. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah,
what did they
so
call it? Comp trumpet?
Yeah, I changed it to name it like that. So
Okay, cool. All right, so they come in at measure 40. Where do they come in at? Because I want to bump them down the road too. Yeah, they come in at 40. All right, so let's stagger those suckers. It's harmony. They're 2-part harmony, 1 and 2. Measure 52. We go into the samba. All right, so let's change. I don't know if this is right. Let's hear. Bring that to measure. Let's cheat that 4 bars. Bring it to 44.
Okay. Both
parts harmony. Well, actually, you know what? No. Can we be really slick? This might make more sense. Let's just hear solo the top one. I want to make sure which one's the root and which one's the harmony, because I have an idea. Should be concert D, a concert C.
Well, this should just be the main in the room. These two should be the same.
But there was a dub fill harmony. B-ba. Okay, good. There's another one now starting on B flat.
I'm finding it. It's got to be coming from the main line.
Right? I mean, I'm hearing harmony.
Yeah.
I'm losing. There it is.
Yeah. So you want that to come. You want that one to come later.
The one on the B flat. Yeah. So measure 40, 44. Give me comp trumpet, which is starting on concert C, our D. But up, that's the root. Gotcha. That's what that should come first.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Scissor. So what Steven's doing is cutting that and putting that, which is the root note harmony, and we're just moving it down a line so it's less busy. Man, we put the kitchen sink in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hiding tracks. But this is the stuff right here that Steven's doing that a lot of people don't have the fortitude musically to hear it. So he's just chopping it all up.
All right, let's figure out where you want that to come back in, and that's where I'll chop it again.
Say that again.
I said, let's figure out where you want that harmony to come back in.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Cool. I'll find a measure for you.
Hey, sorry. This is on the top.
Hold it. The harmony's still there.
Yes.
Is that measure 41? We didn't move it then. It's supposed to be on measure 44.
Did we do something?
Something got messed up.
Those are the only 4 tracks that are on. so weird.
It's definitely not making sense right now. Where'd those other tracks go? There you go. Yeah, those are the ones we want. And then, so measure 52 should be where the harmony goes, starting on B flat, which is the bottom. Well, no, it's back probably. Yeah, boot up. Is it mislabeled room? Is the harmony mislabeled main trumpet B room?
Yeah, it's mislabeled.
That'll
take me. It'll take me a few minutes to go through and do all that stuff.
But that's okay. That makes sense. Why we're losing it.
From. Yeah. All right. So those 4 together. Now we should be able to make sense of it.
Roger. Everybody else left. It's you and me.
Nah, they're hanging.
Copy. All right, so we got to get context. So that's where the harmony is. But again, the vamp starts at 35. Yep. 42 should be the first. It seems like the grid is off now. I don't know, man. What the hell's going on with the grid?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Let's just find the entry point for that harmony that you want.
Well, do we have? Forget about the harmony. Do we have the tonic harmony at 40? The original thing that we did was supposed to be at 42. Right now, it looks like it's at 44 on my machine.
Mm-hmm. Here, hang on. I'm gonna make this easier.
Yeah, my eyes. Oh, my eyes.
I'm gonna put them together. Sitting here doing stupid stuff. This is where you realize your engineering skills are not what they should be, because you're doing silly things.
Hey, stop, man. I'm the only one that can be self-deprecating.
I yell at myself, so I have to learn.
Yeah,
all right,
no,
so
you, man.
here's all 4 of those tracks together.
Okay.
So we can see it.
Okay, so stop. The harmony, which is on the bottom, comp, trumpet. Well, see, it's still mismarked. Comp, trumpet, B room is the harmony, which is starting on B flat. Just play me the bottom, comp, trumpet, B, solo that. Yeah, I'll do it. Solo, measured, channel 10, right? That should be the B flat. I might not be explaining myself correctly.
Yeah, 9 and 10 are the.
So let's hear 10. I just want to hear 10.
Okay, that's just going to be the room mic. Yeah.
Well, where's the harmony track? Is what I'm trying to figure out. That's what drives me crazy, because they're both coming in at the same time. I don't want that. That's tonic. What's the next?
That's here.
Okay, which one is that called, though? Is what I'm asking you.
That's on the main line.
Is it not on this? It's not on a separate track.
No.
So we can't shift them there. Yeah, if it's on the main track. That's right. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's all there is.
Okay. So, but you had them solo. They come in together, though, correct? There's 2 parts.
Yes.
All right. So, keep tonic for 4 bars or 8 bars, and then bring in actually 4 bars, like we did the other one. which is the F starts on F. I see. I don't know which ones we're messing with now. So we're looking at 7 or 8, or is it 9 and 10?
That's 9 and 10.
So 9 is the tonic. 9 staying. Keep 9. It's 10. Those 4 bars keep out. 10 needs to start and measure 44. Correct?
No,
to have the harmony.
9 and 10 are the same part.
Then where are we getting the harmony from, Steven?
It's coming from the main line.
Okay, so how can we get the main line to come in later? So you tell me we put it on the wrong track.
Yes.
So it's on the same track as the ostinato, but we didn't separate it.
I don't know how we would have done that though.
Okay. We didn't separate.
No, it's just
how did we do that?
Part of because it's just a part of that line. The harmony is just happening as a part of that line. It's not separated at all.
Okay. So we can't move that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can. I would just have to cut them each individually. It would take a little bit more time than we'd want to spend right now.
It's not part of that line, no. It's part of the lead line, but there's still harmony in there that shouldn't be in there.
Correct.
The same track.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because you got this. Ba-da. Ba-da.
Yep.
So basically, if you wanted to pull that, I'd have to cut each one of those, every other one.
Move it. Yeah. So
yeah.
No, at that point we almost retract it.
Yeah.
But that's what's driving me crazy, because it becomes into like the spinning wheel of motion that comes in too early. That's okay. So that's right off the bat, and there's a million repeats on this thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to shorten it.
Yep. Agree.
What a freaking mess.
It's part of the joy.
All right. Well, for the sake of doing something constructive,
probably wouldn't take me very long.
No, don't worry about it, because realistically, I'm losing my, as Maynard would say, I'm losing my edge.
Well, we're about 2 hours into the stream,
or not do
also.
something at all. So
yeah.
Let's go back to the vamp. Let me hear it and see how we can save this to where I actually can make music over it.
Gotcha.
We should have probably looked at this yesterday like we were originally talking, but like, we'll fly by the seat of our pants.
Well, we decided that we were going to let them in. So
yeah, the wind's out of the sails.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for your comment. Thanks for sharing this. It's a real treat to have this window into your process. Jay Prince, Yo Smooth, Dan Davis.
Jay Bird, what's up, Jay Bird?
Man, Dan Davis is chiming in.
Miss you, Jay. Miss you, Dan Davis. What's up, guys?
Luis has jumped in.
If I don't do this, it ain't gonna get done. So let's play music. So keep on running it. I want to see where I'm at here. Keep on running it. Just
okay. I didn't move it
to where we were. Let me stop it. I want to go to the end. I got to get my timing down.
Gotcha.
Because I really think this is going to be a chop suey thing here.
No worries. Here you go. Top of the vamp.
Thanks. I hate the on going. Keep on running it. It's freaking way too long, just like I thought. Let's the only thing that's muted right now.
Yep.
Well, we made the correction of the super bone to where it's going to the samba, so that's right.
Yeah.
And the only other thing is muted is the vocal, correct?
Correct.
All right, cool. So that's a long pass, man, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems every time I hear it, it seems like it's longer.
Well, we said that from the very beginning.
Well, I wanted to chop 8 bars out of it, but still, I don't know.
Yeah.
You want actually chop? Can you just chop 8 out off the front and still have that symmetrics?
If I was a better engineer, yeah, probably. It might take me a minute.
All right, so
you basically want to come in.
It just seems like it's too long because I mean, there's not much going on there, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm with you.
The reason why I think we made it long, and actually I know why we made that long, is then we were going to add vocals, Sunshine,
Yeah,
and then on harmony, but still, it's only on beat 1 and beat 3.
Yep.
Sunshine, actually beat 1. So I mean, and it's so repetitive. I don't know. It bugs the shit out of me. Excuse
yeah,
my
we still
language.
don't need it to be that long, even with that vocal part in there.
Well, originally what we were thinking about is totally something opposite. If you remember, we were going to have different people sing on it. But that got squashed.
Louis
Squashed
says
like
just
the bug that I am.
Louis says just play it and chop it.
Is that my man Louis?
Yep, he's hanging.
All right. We're gonna follow Papa over here. All right. Let's just play it and chop it. I'll just lay some stuff down. Who knows what you're going to get. Let's try it.
Okay. I'm just going to create a completely separate track. Yeah.
Yeah. Call this S1 for suck.
Oh, man.
So I miss Dan, I miss Lewis, and I miss Jay, the guys that came in. If I start talking now, it's all over. You know me.
James,
like if I don't...
James says you guys aren't drunk, yelling and cursing at each other. This isn't a typical recording session for him.
Yeah, well, it's still early.
Oh, man.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's going to be good.
You guys wanted behind the curtain.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
It ain't happening now. It ain't gonna happen.
All right, I'm just gonna start at the top of the vamp.
I'll
let it roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So good.
Yeah, signal's good.
All right, cool. Go for it.
All right, here you go. That's one way to do it.
It was something. See what that happened. See what happened with that.
One thing that I want to do on my list is I want to kind of bring everything back down to unity.
Okay. Yeah, actually, it's funny because everything was way up.
Yeah, everything's kind of hot right now. I want to bring everything back down and then bring things up from there.
Cool.
But top of the vamp or where you came in?
Top of the vamp, just because I want to hear the
Gotcha.
flow. I'm about the flow, man.
Yeah, man.
Flonase.
Oh man. All right, here you go. Top of the vamp. Ready, chat? Here we go. Oh, wait. Different button.
Oh, by the way, we didn't record
it. Yeah, Carl, I'm going to need you to do all that again.
It's nice seeing everybody. I got another pass in me. I do.
Yeah. I think I passed the kidney stone based on what you were doing. All right, here you go.
Give me the channel strip. I need a little bit more juice of what I'm playing.
Gotcha.
Just a little scooch. Boy, I missed that Coles 4032. Sounds bright now, doesn't it? Comparatively?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can adjust
both. Digital to me.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
There you got both of them. You can just change one channel and it'll change both.
Cool. Thank you. Just keep it. Actually, no, I got you. Go there. Boy, I'm so freaking obnoxious. It's horrible.
I should have let that part in where Louis says, "What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Come back up." We're peeking the hell out of that son of a gun, aren't we?
Yeah, it did peak a couple times. And Dan, to your comment, yes, you're right. But a lot of the distortion that you guys are hearing is coming from Zoom. So there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But that's not coming through on our end. But we are peaking a little bit. There was two spots in particular. I think I could duck them, but.
All right, so that's the obnoxious version, which is basically my whole MO of life. I mean, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm fine with that. I wouldn't even want to punch that. I wonder if I should give a totally different version. Not totally different version, but different concept. Dan, Jay, Louis, or anybody. Anybody with 2 ears, or even
Yeah.
even with 1 ear, throw some stuff at me. I'm thinking about. I mean, I like that. I like what I did. I mean, that was a concept. Okay. Um, maybe I'll play a little bit more sparingly in the beginning, but again, it's a long vamp, man. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with
What do
you
you think,
still.
Steven?
I'm with you that we still need to cut a couple, a few out, but we can do that. I don't want to make everybody sit and watch me hack through it for right now. I know that
All right,
doesn't
so
help
you know
you
what?
out.
Just for the sake of chops are still on my face, and I'm somewhat creative, somewhat. Just keep that. Don't lose it. Let me give you another one. The same thing. Just let me give you another one while I have a sense of some type of music in my head.
Man, you'll never believe this. We got the famous comments coming in now. Smick says just play it again.
Just play it again. All right, Smicky, I got you, baby. Only if you hit me in the face with a 2x4. And Smick, I owe you a call, bro. Smick he got the gold watch for Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He was the production manager and front of house manager and tour manager for Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Was it 35 or 30? I can't remember. Let us know. We love you, Smick. All right. Laying this down one more time. Actually, but keep that one. I like it for some reason.
Yeah, I'll just do another take.
All right, I'm ready. Go for it.
All right, here you go. Top of the vamp.
Back, beginning, go.
Gotcha.
It sucked. Go. I think the first pass was it. It's always my first pass for some reason. I start thinking about it. But let's see what we got.
All right, here you go.
Took up fishing throws, I think.
I was just laughing at your reaction.
I think I'm a better fisherman than I am a trumpet player. And I ain't saying nothing. Well, there's some moments, whatever. I like number one better. I like the first pass better.
Yeah, we got a couple votes for number one.
Yeah, and you know what? There's enough content between the two where if I have to snip, I can. But I like number one better, totally. Let's hear. Can I hear number one again?
Yep. There you go.
You get votes for one, too? It's funny.
Yeah.
So I'm not that...
Not crazy. Completely.
Yeah, I like one. It's got a better feel too. It's got better phrasing. Yeah, I'm fine with it, man.
I think that one's even going to set in a little bit better when we layer all the individual parts a little more sparingly too.
Yeah,
I think you'll get that build you're looking for.
If I never play this thing again, I think I'm fine.
Well, I think number one's kind of the universal vote right now in the chat.
Cool. It's always, for me, it's always so when I start thinking about it, and it's usually my gut playing. It's usually not always on. I'm not saying it's on, but usually always my best take is the first or second. Once I start thinking about it, the hardest part is your brain sometimes when you're doing these things, you know, and then tomorrow will sound different anyway. But yeah, I like one. I was fine with one. I could walk away. I could go to sleep at night without changing one. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, it's not pretty, but then again, I'm not pretty.
Yeah.
So cool.
So basically from here, what we would do is we would start to do a little bit more of that finalization that we were talking about, you know, kind of thinning the beginning of that outro out a little bit, layering it to the end a little bit more, seeing if there's anything earlier. There were a couple parts that we weren't able to show you guys yet, but for the most part, you heard, you know, the pieces of everything. So we would kind of go in and push and pull things and here and there. So I know
the only thing we would add would be Lewis actually did a Sunshine. He sang Sunshine. I was going to layer that just every 4 bars. Sunshine. You know, here we'll play him that. We're going to add that. Whoever wants to add it, you don't need to be a singer. I mean, anybody can do it. It's fun.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is actually you guys in the chat. If you want to, what you can do is you can record on your cell phone yourself saying Sunshine,
but play them the thing first so they get the concept.
Yep. Sorry. And then you can email it to me, and we're actually going to layer in a bunch of people doing it. So basically, what we've got is,
and again, we're not charging for this track.
Yeah.
Because no one will pay for it, and B, why would you want to pay for it? I don't even want to pay for it. No, it's just kind of a feel. I mean, it's a community thing. We're trying to do a hang here. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Trying to get the guys playing, get everything going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to see a release of your
Sunshine.
Yeah, but put them in a context, though. Don't soul them. And then we'll play some wherever the hell we need to play some.
Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, so, that's totally it. The ending is we'd clean the ending up, just layering stuff, but man, it's there, I think. I mean, what do you guys think? You think we could throw this out, and not now, but within, you know, by the time we clean it up and
mix it,
mix it and master it. And I think I'm gonna have Doug Johnson over at All Access was gracious enough to say he'd mix it for us too. So one less thing that we have to do as far as our ears, because Doug's ears are fresh and good.
Yep. Have somebody not as close to it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah,
cool.
That's kind of it.
Go ahead, Stephen. Talk about the what you were saying.
Yeah. So basically, what you heard in the vocal, just the Sunshine part. The whole concept of it is like when we did Down by the Riverside, there was a video component to it. I'm not sure whether we're going to do that or not, but if you guys want to, you can send just a phone video even. Doesn't matter. You can just take it on your cell phone, yourself saying Sunshine in a 3 or 4 second video.
Could be with you and your dog, you and your wife.
Yeah.
Might be better with your wife because she's a lot prettier than your dog, but then I've seen some nice looking dogs.
Yep, and however you want to, and you can just send it to info@fishmusic. It's FISCHmusic.com, and that'll come to us. And if we do a video component, we might use the video. If we have it as an audio piece, we'll just use the audio. So if you want to be in the tune, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. But
be an honor to have everybody.
Yeah,
it's an honor to be you guys hanging with me. So now that I'm totally musiced out, let's talk, man. Who's here and what can we talk about? I know I cut you off earlier, didn't mean to, but my chops in my head were going one place and my gut was going a different place.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Everybody that's kind of hanging out still.
Any comments or questions I need to answer?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like this kind of format? Is this interesting for you guys to see? Do you see things I'm doing wrong?
I know all I'm doing wrong. Putting a piece of metal on my lips.
But well, there's a little delay, so we'll give people a chance here. But I actually
is there anything going back that we have to hit that we haven't hit?
Nah, we kind of hit some of it as we were going.
Cool. Awesome.
Dan says he's sure the eviction notice is coming in your mail tomorrow.
Dude, that's why we don't rent.
Exactly, right?
That's why we don't rent, and we're over the garage, so no one can hear me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can, but what are they going to say?
Yeah. Kevin Llewellyn says this is very interesting.
Cool.
Noah, you only play piano. Is it okay if you sing and get a little piano? You know what? Send us whatever you feel. Send us whatever you feel, and if we can use it, we'll do our best. But no promises, but if it fits, we'll get in where you fit in.
Sounds good to me.
A lot of people were just voting on the different parts. Stavroulis says, so awesome to hear this.
Cool.
Yeah, I think everybody's just kind of hanging out, listening.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, very good. So, I mean, if we're just hanging out, we might as well just pour ourselves a drink then, huh?
Yeah, man.
I mean, come on.
I think my like 8th cup of coffee is almost done for the day.
Yeah. So, let's take care of some house chores. So yeah, this is our third weekly foray every Tuesday night hang. It's our third episode of season 2. We're thinking, and maybe we can get some thoughts since you guys are so strong and girls are so strong with us. So we're going to have a guest that was not a not a trumpet player next week or equipment guy. So far this season, we've had Brian Scriver from GR Mouthpieces. We had the wonderful Steve Kreisel from Torpedo Bags last week. So it was kind of an equipment thing. So I want to stay away from trumpet and gear, but I might probably have maybe one of my bandmates in one of the many bands come and join me and talk. But what so that's one thing we're talking about. Unless you guys really want an equipment heavy thing again, which I think, we try not every week, we try to do something different. So I think we're going to keep that formula unless someone says, gives me a good point not to. The other thing we're talking about, and it's in infancy stages right now, but could happen as early as 2 weeks from now. Looking to put together the same thing we're doing now, but maybe with one of my rhythm sections, and have the cats in a room, and we could do the hang again, like we're doing, but play some tunes for everybody. And again, just keeping it loose, answering some questions, playing a little bit in a great venue in a great place that is very close to us. We don't want to talk about it right now because we don't want to jinx it, but we're talking about it. Hopefully, we'd be curious if that is a positive thing and something you guys would like. On top of what we're doing continuously, bringing you gear stuff, trumpet talk, band talk, road talk, and trying to be diversified as much as we can, but still play some music too, because it's a fun outlet for us. It really is.
Yeah, it's cool. And then when you look up at the time and you realize you've been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and you're like, the time goes quick,
man.
Time goes quick.
Yeah, it's a gig.
But no, it's a good time. But I think I'm gonna make the executive call and let's wrap it for tonight. I think you're probably as shot as I am.
Sure. And, no comments on what I just asked everybody about.
Well, like I said, there's a little bit delay, so we got some stuff coming in still.
I'd be curious, I mean, we could check it tomorrow. I'd be curious of what people think, because I'm pretty sure where I'm going to go with this, but it's always good to get feedback from everybody.
Yeah, you guys let us know. Like I said, I know there's a delay, so people definitely enjoyed this week. Dad says it's bedtime for this old man.
I'm with you, Pops. My head and my chops are shot too. We appreciate George, and we appreciate everybody hanging with us for this long. And I always thank Mr. Stephen Wright from LaGrange, Illinois, taking care of the important stuff and being able to make all this happen. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No, this was fun. It was
good job. Great job.
It was a cool little experiment to be able to have all of it going at once.
My hat's off to you, man. We didn't crash. No crashes other than my chops.
Nah, man, it was all good. And
cool.
Yeah, and thank you guys for joining. And like always, on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, if you're a YouTube user, hit that subscribe button, hit the like.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend, forward it to people. If you guys like what you're seeing, or like Carl said, if you have an idea for something, I can't ever promise that we'll be able to pull it off, but we definitely want to hear your ideas. And it could be anything, equipment, non-equipment, music, musicians, non-musicians, whatever you guys feel. So
yeah, it's a community. Let's keep it together. Everybody be safe. Sorry to interrupt you. It's a community. Let's keep everybody together and safe and happy and being positive. That's important for everybody, including me, man. I look forward to these. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming, man.
Yep. I think we're good for the night, man. I'll say good night.
Good night, Irene.